What's going on, guys? Let me just pop. Oh, this seems loud. Alright. How's everybody doing? Alright, let me open up the chat so I can follow along. What's going on, guys? Let me mute myself so you don't hear the echo on the stream. Alright, so, how's everybody doing? It's time for the March tier list stream. Right here on YouTube. So, before we get started here, for those that are watching back in the future, I'm just going to go through the key really quick so that you guys are not confused about what all these random symbols and whatnot mean on the tier list stream, on the tier list. So, first off, if the hero is in red, that means that they are much worse and go down at least one tier if they do not have their red skill yet. If you see somebody with a red, yellow, or blue, or all three of them, this means that they are good against the invasion boss fights in invasion game mode. Can you guys hear me okay? Just wondering. Just double checking before I continue. If you see a D next to their name, this means they are good for defending with in Arena Coliseum or War. They're just good options to throw into your teams. And lastly, if you see a C, this means that they are good for code-based game mode. Oh, and then any H means that they are good for heist. And I think that's pretty much it, other than the fact that if the letters in the bracket indicate which friend disc is better for the hero. And I think that's about it. So that covers the key for you guys that are watching back in the future. To start out with, we have a poll up for Flick to start off the stream here, because that's going to be one of the new heroes that we're updating today. So this is the actual vote that is going to be up for Flick. But yeah, so while we wait for some folks to get in here, hopefully we get a decent amount. I don't know if anybody wants to advertise in their guild or whatever that the stream has just started, but we're just going to give it a minute and see if we can get some folks in here. I like to at least get like 10 to 15 people. That's like a good starting point, so hopefully we get some people. But anyways, so today I actually had 3 polls up. So if you actually go over to my community tab right now, maybe just open it up in a new tab. I have 2 more polls up right now for Bagheera and Ka. Once we get a decent amount of votes, maybe we'll add that in later on. I'm thinking that's my plan, so I'll just kind of continue going through the stream, and then eventually, once I feel like we have a decent enough votes for the Bagheera and Ka poll, we will add that into the tier list. But if you go over to the community tab, that is going to be the official vote that goes onto the tier list. So head over to the community tab if you want to vote in that as well. These are just the prediction votes for Bagheera and Ka, so obviously nobody really has used them yet. This is just like your best guess based on just reading their skills and stuff like that. So for right now, Flick is in really good. Also, I apologize if the tier list looks a little bit messy. I just realized like 10-15 minutes ago that I forgot to press save on last month's tier list. So I opened up the PowerPoint and it was on January's tier list. I was like, oh fuck! So I had to scramble to update it really quick. So if it looks a little bit messier than normal, I apologize. I will clean it up before the official thing goes live after the stream, but I just wanted to get something up for you guys, so yeah, you guys can at least see where things are currently. But yeah, so while we wait for some folks to get some votes in and get into the stream here, I'm very excited about this one, to be honest, guys. We got a lot of new heroes to go through. I've already kind of gotten a general idea of where a lot of people are voting, because I made a Hopper poll earlier this week, and then I made a Pete poll last week, so I'm going to be putting those into consideration as well. I'm trying to get more people involved, whether you make it to the stream or not. That's kind of what I'm going for here. But anyways, how you guys doing today? Is anyone chatting yet? What's up, Poon? You keep changing your name on me. You're killing me. Ashes Lycan Rock, though. That's kind of cool name. I can dig it. I can dig it. And as you can see on the top of the stream, you can see who we are going to be voting on today. So if you want to stick around for any of those, I'm going to be going roughly in the order that they are scrolling across the screen. Obviously, we always start with the new heroes. So if you just start where the new heroes start on the list of scrolling heroes, that's roughly the order that we're going to go in for the votes. So if you want to stick around, you know, if you want to leave and come back for a specific hero, you know, you can kind of time it out that way. But, so the heroes that are scrolling across the top are the heroes that we are going to be voting on today, obviously. Anything else before I get started? I think I covered all the things. Yeah. Let me just have a sip of my coffee. Alright, we got 7 people. How's the Bagheera vote going right now? Let me take a look at my community tab. You guys were really all over the place on the Bagheera vote so far. Super all over the place. So we got currently with 10 votes so far on Bagheera. We got best of the best, tied with really good. So it looks like some of you guys are really voting him up to the top. And then you got a few people that voted for balanced and decent as well. So you guys are pretty all over the place for Bagheera. I know I probably talked Bagheera down a little bit due to the fact that he has invisibility and that's like his primary thing. But I did test out Bagheera a tiny bit. I haven't actually used him yet myself, but I tested him out on the spar thing when he was in spars as an option to use or whatever. And he seemed pretty good, actually. I was kind of surprised. He does get fairly easily countered by anything that counters invisibility, mainly Cheshire, Randall, and Magicka, and then I think there's a few other invisibility counters. Oh, and Precision, obviously. So any of those things are probably going to counter Bagheera quite hard. But he did seem pretty damn good from the limited testing that I did of him. So, so if you guys want to go over to my community tab and get voting on Bagheera, you can do that as well. So we got 3 votes going on at once right now, just so you guys know. Then we also have the Ka vote. Now Ka, he seems and it seems like you guys kind of agree. So far, you guys have voted Ka pretty much right into balance. It seems like fairly unanimously, which is fine. He doesn't sound super duper amazing. He's got a lot of snare and a lot of charm, and his snares reduce max HP up to 50%. I have notes for myself. I came prepared, guys. I came prepared with actual notes for the new heroes, because otherwise I wouldn't know what the hell I was talking about. But that's really a lot of what Ka does. He doesn't sound super duper amazing. And yeah, so I'm just gonna give it another couple minutes. Hopefully pretty soon we'll have some folks in here. If you guys anything fun to say. Oh, by the way, if you guys are just showing up here, get into the chat. I don't know how you're gonna wind up doing that, but get yourself into the chat. That is where we do all of our votes for all the polls to decide where heroes go on the tier list. So if you're here for the first time, get yourself in the chat. That's where all the fun is in these tier list streams. Oh, and also, if you look at the pinned thing, I know I don't expect any donations ever, but if you want to support me and what I am doing here on my YouTube channel, if we get to $50 in total donations today, I will have an after-party tier list stream. Well, not really an after-party tier list stream, but after-party stream over on Twitch. We're just going to play some more Disney heroes, or we're going to play some Disney heroes, and just hang out for a little bit longer after the stream. So if you want to support me, that would be super duper appreciative. Alright, so far with Flick, you guys are tied between really good and balanced. And we got a few votes for decent as well. I don't think he goes that low. So when it comes to Flick, his big thing is, one, that he studies. He also has full slow immunity, which is pretty cool. And he also gives his team slow immunity. Got my notes right here. So that's kind of fun when it comes to Flick. He also gives lots of hardy. That's another big thing when it comes to Flick. He has lots and lots of hardy. So, I think Flick sounds pretty decent. If we can get a few more votes in. So far we're at 9. I'm hoping we can get maybe a few more. Maybe somebody can break the tie here. I'm kind of neutral between really good and balanced on Flick. I haven't used Flick yet myself at all. He's actually still white for me. I have him unlocked, but I literally haven't even powered him up yet. But to me, he sounds like a toss-up between really good and balanced to me. He doesn't really stand out as being super duper amazing, and I haven't even really seen too many people using Flick yet, so that's where I'm at on Flick personally. But I haven't used him myself, obviously, so I don't really have a good sense of how good he is. Has anybody used Flick yet? Has anybody powered him up and used him out of curiosity in the chat? Alright, so far, Bagheera, we've broken the tie with best of the best and really good. Somebody else voted them into really good. So far, Bagheera is winning up in really good, and then for Ka, we're still going with balanced on Ka. Which I'm okay with. I think that's okay. And then if we go back to Flick, we are still tied between really good and balanced. If we wind up still being tied for another couple more minutes, I know it's always a slow start with these streams as I wait for people to kind of filter in. But once we get rolling, we're going to be kind of chugging along here. Move that over. Bye. There we go. Alright, so now we have 13 votes. I think I'm going to call that. 13 is a pretty decent number, and we just broke the tie with really good. So we're just going to leave Flick right where he is, basically. So that is what we are going with. When it comes to Flick, I need to make these two a little bit bigger of a font. I'll make them 12. I made the really good boxes a little bit bigger so I have more space to play with. And I think I made Balance a teeny bit bigger also, but really good and Balanced are starting to get really crowded, so I had to make those a little bit bigger. Whoops, I think I moved the thing on you guys. Let me double check. No, I think we're good. Never mind. I thought I moved the tier list on you guys and made it go away. Anyways. So yeah, I made the really good tier a little bit bigger so you guys can actually read it a little bit easier. I'll make this a little bit bigger also. Sorry, I'm just making some minor adjustments here. Makes sense, makes sense. I haven't used Ducky and Bunny in forever. Actually, I don't think I ever used Ducky and Bunny, to be honest. Sorry, I'm just doing a little bit of housekeeping on the tier list stream, on the tier list here. There we go. That looks a little better. Alright, so let's end the Flick poll. So we decided to leave Flick right where he is in really good, which is fine. I think that's fair. I think he's kind of just between really good and balanced. Maybe over in the next couple of months we will have to move him down. But we'll see. For now, he's going to stay in really good. So let's end that poll, and we'll move on to... let's do a Hopper vote. I did Hopper the other day. I'm going to take that into consideration as well, but we're going to redo the Hopper poll. We got a lot of folks that voted on the Hopper poll the other day, so we have a pretty good pool to go based on. But we'll take both things into consideration here. I think Hopper sounds okay. Not particularly amazing or anything. The coolest thing about Hopper is that he has a stun immunity, so he cannot be stunned at all, ever, which is pretty cool. That's on his FE disc, which I can't remember who that is off the top of my head. It's not Felix, I know that much. But whatever the FE disc is, that is the one that gives him stun immunity. He's got a lot of stun and knockback himself. He deals both normal and fantastic damage. And he has speed reduction, so pretty decent. I was looking over at his Wakatu page, and his numbers at max level don't seem like particularly amazing. So there's nothing that really wows me about his overall like damage stats and whatnot. That's not like a ridiculous Quackerjack number or anything like that. So that is my thoughts on Hopper. I have not used Hopper yet at all, so I don't really have a good sense of how he actually is, but he seems pretty good to me. I've heard some people saying that Hopper is absolutely amazing. I've just heard that through the grapevine a little bit, but I haven't heard too much craziness about him overall. But so far you guys are pretty split on Hopper. It seems like a good chunk of us are voting to leave Hopper right where he is and really good, though. So that's fine. I think that's fair. He's definitely not on best of the best level by any means, in my opinion. And then let me look at the community tab vote here. So in 135 votes, a bunch of you guys said that he is good at 21%, or you said that you haven't used him yet, which is whatever. That's fine. But yeah, 21% of people that were over on the community tab vote out of 135 people said that he is good, which to me sounds like balanced. So this tells me that we are pretty split between really good and balanced when it comes to Hopper. But it looks like if we can maybe get a few more people in here. But how's the music, by the way? Is it too loud? I'm always concerned about the music because I have no actual sense. Yeah, Woody would be a pretty cool one to get a hero refresh. He's got kind of an interesting toolkit, but overall, yeah, his skills are pretty bad. His red skill is interesting, though. He's got a very interesting red skill. We went over that in the last stream, so I'm not going to get super duper into it. If you want to watch that section back on the stream, on the last stream, you totally can. I don't remember exactly when it was. It was like somewhere towards the middle of the stream. But Woody's red skill actually counters Kermit very hard. Fun facts, apparently. I haven't tested it myself, but apparently it does. Sorry if you heard that crunch. Not bad. Alright, so I think Hopper's going to stay where he is. I think that's the vote we're going with here. Which is fine. Alright, the next one, I also did another community tab vote for Pete as well, so it's going to make things a little bit easier for us, I think. It seems like you guys are pretty split about Pete overall. I actually tested Pete. If you saw my last stream from last week, sorry, I haven't really been doing a whole lot this week. I apologize. On my last stream, we tested out Pete, and I honestly wasn't super impressed by him. He doesn't seem like he does crazy amounts of damage or anything. Alright, so we are putting up the Pete poll right now. Pete poll is going up. Pete poll, Pete poll. That's a fun thing to say. I like that. What's up, Elmo? How you doing, man? We are just getting started with the Pete poll. So far, we have voted to leave Flick and Hopper where they are in really good. I think that's fine. And we are now moving on to Pete. We also, over on the community tab, have a vote for Bagheera and Ka. That is just going to be happening over the course of the stream. And eventually we'll get around to adding those two as well. But those are going to be prediction votes. Obviously, no one has really used Bagheera or Ka yet. So this is just based on how they sound when you read their skills. So that is over on the community tab if you want to go over there real quick and vote on where Bagheera and Ka belong, because that is going to be the official vote that goes onto the tier list. I just figured that would help to get more people involved in the tier list stream a little bit that want to vote but can't make it into the stream, or don't want to hang out on the stream, which is fine, whatever. Some people just don't like streams, which is fine. I'm not big on watching streams myself, so I enjoy streaming, but I don't know, watching streams just doesn't interest me a ton. Alright, Pete so far is going really good, which is interesting to me. If my vote personally, I say balanced. Like I said, I really was not all that impressed with Pete when I used him. He's got the really cool reflect counter, which is nice. He's got decent damage, but nothing that, like, wows me. He's also surprisingly tanky for a damage hero, so that's also kind of cool. Because he's got that shield that he gives himself. So, all in all, I wasn't super wowed by Pete, but seems like you guys are voting to leave him in really good, which is fine. I haven't looked super closely at what his HP is. Let me look at his Wakatu page real quick. Oh, also, it is Cap Raise Day, so there's going to be an update here very shortly on the game. So I might not be able to open the game here pretty soon. Oh wow, he's got 155 million HP at max level. That's crazy. That's pretty high. I will agree with you that he probably has some of the highest HP in the game. That is like tank level of HP. That's kind of crazy for a support hero. Hey, what's up, John? Appreciate having you here. Glad you could make it. So far, with 9 votes, Pete is going to really good. Let me look at my community tab again. We'll go down to the Pete vote. It looks like out of 123 votes on the community tab from like 11 days ago, a lot of you said he is definitely very good, but not quite on best of the best level. So that's like 65% of the vote right there. So I think it's pretty safe to say that Pete is probably going to just stay in really good, which is fine with me. Alright, so it is about to update, so we're going to be locked out of the game here in just a second for update day. Hopefully the update isn't super long. It's literally just a cap raise update, so it shouldn't be that big of an update. But hopefully we can hop on later together. Hint, hint. If you look at the pinned thing. Nudge, nudge. I'm just kidding. I really don't expect donations ever, so... Alright, so we are voting to leave Pete right where he is in really good. I'm going to leave him red. I think the red is pretty important on him. His red skill is definitely one of the main things that makes him quite good. Honey Lemon is definitely still good. You kind of need her with either a freeze team or a blind team, because she does more damage to them. That's fair, John. I found that his reflect countering wasn't even all that impressive to me, so... But, I don't know. Maybe I just tested him out wrong or whatever, but I don't know. Pete just didn't wow me that much. But anyways, so we are going to end the Pete poll. Who are we moving on to next? Who else do we need? Oh, we need to do Anna. That's right. So Anna is going to be the last of the new heroes. As I was saying a couple times already, over on the community tab, we have the Bagheera and Ka poll going up. So we are not going to be voting for Bagheera or Ka on the stream itself. So that's going to be over on the community tab. And eventually, at some point in the stream, we will put that into the tier list. So anyways, the next new hero, or the last new hero that we need to update or add in or whatever is going to be Anna. I saw some chatter about Anna from over the course of the month, so saying that she was either absolutely amazing or not super amazing. So it seems like, for the most part, people are somewhat split on Anna. Some people were saying that she should move up to best of the best. Others were saying that she should move down to balanced or something. So, what do you guys think? What I found interesting about Anna is, her white and blue skill both do about 40 million damage, which is kind of a decent amount. Not like crazy, but it definitely stood out to me as something quite interesting. She has a lot of freeze, obviously. I'll put decent in, even though I don't think she's going to go that low. Yeah, I might move my mods off of Pete here really soon, honestly. I put some mods on him just to get him to a decent level, but I don't know, he just hasn't impressed me. When it comes to Anna, she has the Distract, which gives her a 75% chance to dodge. She gives scare immunity to her allies, which is whatever. She applies Shatter to frozen enemies, which is pretty huge. And she also makes allies deal true damage to frozen enemies with their basic attacks. And yeah, so Anna is quite interesting in my opinion. She's got kind of a lot going on with her kit. I feel like she's one of those heroes that definitely sounds a lot better on paper than she is in practice. There's been quite a few of those lately. Primarily, I think King Triton fell into that trap. King Triton sounded like he was like really crazy good on paper, but he just kind of wound up being really disappointing. Same with Sarah Sanderson. That's kind of, I feel like they've been doing that a lot lately. So anyways, what do you guys think on Anna? So you guys are pretty split between really good and balanced. Oh, right. Somebody was saying that I should add her into red team. I think it's because not many people use freeze very much anymore. I think that's why Anna hasn't really caught on that much. I think freeze kind of fell off, and then like after freeze already was falling off, Anna was added to the game, so it's kind of just like, eh, because no one really uses freeze that much anymore, which kind of surprises me, because freeze has been one of my favorite metas for a very long time in this game. Like, ever since the beginning, I feel like freeze has been like one of the top things in the whole game. But so far, it looks like really good is winning out when it comes to Anna. Notice I'm saying it right. For some reason, I can't get Megara to stick in my mind as being the correct way to pronounce it. It just, Megara just sounds right to me. I don't know about you guys. It just rolls off the tongue way better to me. Alright, so 11 votes. If you guys are hanging out here and not in the chat, definitely get yourself into the chat. That is where we do all of our voting on where heroes belong in the chat of this stream. So if you are not in the chat and you're not voting, then what are you doing? You're missing out. Get yourself into the chat and vote. We're doing an Anna vote right now. Oh, now we're split. We just got a tying vote. Oh wait, what did? Yeah, I think Mr. Big is still good. We're gonna be voting on Mr. Big here pretty soon. I think somebody on the survey was saying that Mr. Big should go back up to best of the best. I don't know about that, but Mr. Big is definitely still really good though, 100%. Not quite as dominant as he once was, but definitely still very solid. So far, we are still tied when it comes to Anna. My deciding vote, I think, is going to go to really good. So I think I'm going to give it another minute or so because we got a few people that have not voted yet. I mean, we got some people that are dropping out, but we got a few people that haven't voted yet. So if you have not voted yet, get yourself in here. But yeah, my vote is going to be to keep her in really good. So far, we haven't moved anybody around at all. I don't even remember what the Mr. Big nerf was, to be honest. I remember it happening, but I don't even remember what it was. Let me update this before I forget. March. We got Y11. I can't believe we're on Y11 already. That's crazy. And we're hitting 300, aren't we? Or is it 295? No, I think we're going to 295 right now, right? I'm just updating this really quick before I forget, because I feel like I forget half the time. Update this little corner of the tier list stream thing. Or are we going to 290? Why am I spacing on where we're at in level? Oh, that's right. Yeah, because that was pretty ridiculous because it allowed him to just keep using his white skill over and over and over again, right? All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave Anna where she is. Anna's just gonna stay right there. Alright, let's end this. The next one... Let's see if we can get some action going on in this tier list. We haven't seen anything yet. Anyway, so who is next? I don't even remember. I'm following my own thing on the stream that follows. $400. Oh, Wasabi. That's right. Wasabi's next. There's been a lot of discussion lately about moving Wasabi out of best of the best and down to really good. And this has been going on for a couple months now, and we just haven't really gotten around to actually voting Wasabi yet. So I decided that now is as good a time as ever to give him a vote. Wasabi is definitely still extremely strong. He just gets really, really outclassed by Shigo. I don't think Baloo's refresh made him really any significantly better at all. I haven't noticed too many people really using Baloo that much, and it doesn't seem like too much changed when it came to Baloo. Let's see how quick we can vote Wasabi down to really good, because I feel like it's going to be pretty unanimous. I just have a feeling. I think Wasabi is still quite good, but... Hey, we got 20 people now. Look at us. Damn, 70% so far. We're really good on Wasabi. Alright, so that seems pretty unanimous to me. And a lot of people are voting balanced, too. I don't think Wasabi's that bad, guys. He was dominant for a little while, but I just think he gets really outclassed by Shigo now. They are very similar heroes. Shigo and Wasabi, they're both very frail. They need Megara or whatever to keep them alive. Alright, so this might be the quickest vote ever. If you guys are just getting here, welcome. Glad to have you here. Get yourself into the chat. We got votes that we do on every hero. Currently we are doing Wasabi, and it seems like a very, very unanimous vote to move Wasabi down. So I'm going to get that started right now, because I don't think it's even going to be close. Sorry, Wasabi. Your time is up. Just like Dash, apparently. There was some discussion about putting Dash back into Best of the Best. But I decided against it, doing a vote today. Maybe next month we'll put him into another vote, if you guys want to. But I think I'm going to pass on this time, just because we literally just voted on him last month. So I don't really want to like redo a vote on him for no real reason. Try and clean this up without... Yeah, I guess I could just make everybody the same size. I feel like we got a few sizes going on here. This is the struggle of my tier lists, guys. There we go. We'll go down to 11 with everybody on this. There's way too many fucking heroes, dude. There's so many. I am seriously so out of room, it's ridiculous. And I just made really good bigger in order to make more room. So ridiculous, I hate it. Anyways, we'll clean that up a little bit after the stream is over. Alright, so Wasabi, first movement of the day. Look at that. I love it. Wasabi moving out of Best of the Best. This time is finally up. That's fine. He gets totally outclassed by pretty much everybody that's in the Best of the Best tier right now. For damage anyways, so I think it's fair for Wasabi to get out of there. The next vote that we are going to be doing, I'm just going to go in order, is going to be Slinky Dog. Jesse definitely got a huge nerf by the existence of Mary. I don't have too many thoughts on Hopper, to be honest. I haven't used him yet. I already kind of talked about it a little bit. We did a vote earlier in the stream, and we decided to leave him in really good. But Hopper doesn't seem like he wows me that much, just looking at him on paper. Stun immunity is really cool from his FE disc. He's got speed reduction and a lot of stun, so nothing super crazy. Let me double look. Let me look at his Wakatu again. I just want to see if any of his numbers sound like amazing. Where are you at, Hopper? There you are. He's got 43 million damage with his green skill. I guess that's kind of a decent amount. He also does 44 million with his blue skill, too. That's a pretty decent amount of damage. He only does 4 million true damage at max level, though, with the red skill. So, nothing sounds super amazing when it comes to Hopper, but I think he's still going to be pretty good. The stun immunity is definitely very helpful for a lot of situations, too. It'd be helpful against Ron, for sure. Sorry, hold on, just 1 second. There we go. Alright, that should be a little better for the music. I just lowered the music a teeny bit for you guys. Alright, I lost my train of thought here. Where are we at? Slinky Dog vote. I think the person from the survey that submitted Slinky Dog said that he should go back up to best of the best, but I don't even know if I see that at all. Slinky's definitely pretty good. I never really used Slinky all that much, even when he was like the best hero in like the whole game. I just don't really like shields. I'm just kind of a shield hater. I think that's my problem. The best character in Disney Heroes is the friends that you made along the way. And Bendy. I'm the best hero in Disney Heroes. Alright, Slinky Dog. Are you staying? Are you going? What are we doing? I think he's fine where he is, to be honest. What did the person say over here? Alright, so far, seems pretty unanimous in 11 votes that Slinky is going to stay where he is. Megara is extremely good at keeping Shigo alive. That's kind of the main reason we moved her up. Her Shank disc is probably one of the best friend discs in the whole game. It helps keep not only Shigo alive, but anybody that she gets linked to for a very long time. So it can really help against with a lot of allies. That's really the main reason that Megara is good, is because of that Shank disc. It basically guarantees that anybody that Megara gets linked with is alive for at least 10 seconds, I would say, in the fight. Alright, so in 12 votes, we are pretty unanimous with Slinky Dog staying in really good, which is fine with me. I think that's fair. Slinky Dog pretty easily countered nowadays by a lot of things. Countered by Tron, countered by Dash, countered by Darkwing Duck, even countered by King Triton with all of his shield countering. Phil's pretty good. He gives a lot. I forget what he gives, but he gives a lot of stumping. I wasn't prepared when it came to Phil. I wasn't really talking about Phil today that much. I mean, honestly, you don't even really need Megara to stay alive. Her main use is honestly, when Megara dies, she gives invincibility to the hero that she's linked to that lasts for like 8 seconds. So she basically just keeps the hero that she is linked with alive for 8 seconds after she dies. Alright, so we're going to end the Slinky poll. We're leaving Slinky Dog right where he is. Alright, so who is next? Next we have Mr. Big. This is submitted by the same person that said Slinky Dog should move up. He also said that Mr. Big should move back up. Which I'm on the fence between, honestly. I think Mr. Big has definitely gone down a bit since his heyday. But is it enough to keep him up there at the moment? That's true, but Kermit can also keep Megara alive longer, therefore making it so that the person that Megara is linked to lasts longer. It's all a vicious cycle. Megara, as long as she's alive, the person that she's linked to cannot die, basically. Alright, Mr. Big so far, staying right where he is, pretty unanimously. Yeah, that can be a big downside to Kermit, is he takes a while to get going. He doesn't, like, get his white skill off immediately, as you would like him to. So that's definitely one big downside to Kermit, but I still think that Kermit is probably the best support hero in the game. The things that you can do with Kermit are just ridiculous. Oh, now we're split. Look at us. Mr. Big, what are you doing, my man? What's Mickey's green skill do? Or, you think Mr. Big is better than... Actually, I have been wanting to do a Minnie Mouse vote. I'm going to add a Minnie Mouse to the list, because I have been wanting to do it for a while. I feel like Minnie Mouse has just kind of been sitting there for a while. And I feel like I mentioned this on the last stream. So I'm going to add Minnie Mouse to the list of heroes that we talk about today. Thank you for bringing Minnie Mouse up. I appreciate it. You guys are pretty split, actually. I think my vote, I'm going to leave him in really good, is my vote. I don't think he's quite on the same level as Angel, Ian, Mary, and Pocahontas. And also, just keep in mind that the heroes are in no particular order in their tier. So I'm not saying that Winifred is better than Mr. Big, and I'm not saying that Minnie Mouse is better than Mr. Big by any means. Mad Hatter is very, very good, but mainly for his red skill. His red skill is absolutely required for him to reach his full potential. Alright, so it looks like we are voting to leave Mr. Big right where he is. Not a whole lot of movement going on in this tier list, man. Not a whole lot going on. Alright, let's end this Mr. Big poll. And we're going to start up the Ariel poll. When it came to Ariel, somebody over on my Discord was making a pretty good argument that Ariel should go up to best of the best. I don't actually remember exactly what the argument was, but basically she just has a ton of heals, like a ridiculous amount of heals, actually. She also has Cleanse, which is huge. If you don't know what Cleanse does, it basically just clears any debuff that your team has. So say that you got like Frozen or something like that, the Cleanse is going to clear the freeze, as an example. Also, a very, very surprising thing, I looked at Ariel's Wakatu page before I started the stream, and her White Scale does 74 million damage, which is kind of ridiculous. I wasn't really expecting that. Also, her purple skill increases max HP by quite a bit. And obviously, everyone knows that one of her friend disc has a 75% damage reduction from true damage, which is pretty huge. But is it enough to move Ariel up? I think we started Ariel out in Best of the Best when she first came out. And then, like, the next month, we moved her down to really good. But is the things that she does enough to bring her back up to Best of the Best? So far, it looks like you guys are definitely voting it. Damn, we got 25 people. Hello. How's it going, guys? If you guys are just getting here, get yourself into the chat. We do polls on every single hero that we are voting on in this stream. So if you want to help vote on where heroes belong, get yourself into the chat. We have polls going on throughout the whole stream for you guys to vote on. So far, we got 16 votes so far, and Ariel moving up to Best of the Best is winning out by exactly 50% of the vote. So if you guys disagree with Ariel moving up to Best of the Best, get yourself into the chat. Pocahontas is where all of my purple skill mods are. I think I have her at max purple skill that you could literally have. Alright, so far we're pretty even. 18 votes. I don't have too much of an opinion when it comes to Ariel. If you watched my war video from earlier this week, from the last stream that I did, the Ariel was definitely kind of wrecking me, I think. I couldn't really tell that Ariel was wrecking me, but I think it might have been partially because of Ariel that I was losing that fight so ridiculously. But yeah, I think Ariel probably has some of the best heals in the game, to be honest. Pretty ridiculous the amount of healing that she does. Because Pocahontas will just give her teammates more either skill power, basic damage, or armor is the third one. But when it comes to pairing Pocahontas with other blue team heroes, which she's on blue team, it's going to give a lot of skill power the more purple mobs that you give her. Because Pocahontas is extremely good when you pair her with other blue team heroes. And if you look, Zeus, Ron, and Shigo are all blue team. All three of them are blue team. You also have Jessie, which is blue team. Elsa, blue team. Kermit, blue team. Increase the amount of heals that he does. Megara is also blue team. So is Angel. And Shank. I always forget what the third one is. That's the worst one, is the one that gives armor. Alright, so I think we pretty safely are voting Ariel back up to Best of the Best, which I'm somewhat surprised about, actually. But I'm into it. I like it. Alright, so Ariel going back up top. Look at her go. Alright, that might be the big vote of the day, guys. That's the big vote of the day. I think the music changing right on cue really heightened that moment. Let's bring Ariel hype into the chat. Let's go. Ariel hype. Yeah, yellow is just gets so shafted in this game. It's ridiculous. There's so many blue team heroes that are just insane. Alright, so who is next? Next we have Belle. Somebody, the same person actually, over on the Discord, on my Discord, although, by the way, join my Discord if you're not there yet. Yeah, link is in the description, or it should be anyways. I haven't, let me double check that it's actually there. Yep, it's in the link, in the description. I just had to double check. But yeah, so Belle is next. I'm going in order, by the way, of the today's vote thing, going up top. I don't think Belle goes up to best of the best. There's no way. So I'm going to opt out of using best of the best in this survey. But yeah, somebody in my Discord was saying that Belle should move down a tier. However, Belle does have probably some of the best hardy in the entire game. And that's really the... That is true. It is per blue. Oh, I have been saying that I wanted to kind of do something really quick on this tier list. I want to do that, because I know I say that the heroes are in no particular order on the tier list, but I think Zeus and Shigo are just, like, heads and tails above everybody else in the entire game. There is just absolutely no competition between them. They just completely dominate and just define the entire meta. Literally, the reason that Mary Sanderson is at the top of the tier list is to counter Zeus. Like, that says a lot, that you absolutely need Mary Sanderson in this game just because of one hero. So, Zeus and Shigo just completely wreck everybody else in this entire game, I think. And they just stand out. Like, if there was, like, another tier above best of the best, like, if I added, like, God mode, that would be Zeus and Shigo, and then everybody else is just below them. So, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna give, like, a little separator from Zeus and Shigo, because they are literally the top of the top. Report you, sir. Goodbye. Alright, so far, we are split between balanced and decent. I very rarely ever see Belle's. Belle is almost never used, I feel like. But when she is used, she does have a lot of hardy. Like I said, that is really her main use. So far, it looks like we are voting to leave Belle where she is, which I think is fine. I know that Belle is very, very polarizing. I think when we initially put Belle into the tier list for the very, very first time, we actually voted her into F, because she was really that hated at the time. And then we immediately put her back up to really good the next month. So she has been all over the place on this tier list. But I think she found a home down in balance, which I think is fine. She's not particularly amazing, but she's also not, like, bad. So I think balanced is fair. So anyways, who is next? Yes, as long as they use their white skill within the first, like, 6 seconds or whatever the friend disc says. So any hero, like Mary, counters Tron very hard, counters Jesse very hard. Obviously Zeus, everybody knows Zeus. Go-Go, counters Go-Go, counters Jim, just based on the energize that he gives. I have no control over if Mike Wazowski gets buffed. I ain't with Per Blue. I have no say. I do agree, though. Mike Wazowski could definitely use a buff. And I also think that they should give a general boost to a lot of old heroes, or just all of them in general. All right, let's end this Belle poll. I think balanced is fine with Belle. That's fair. Yeah, so as long as going back to Mary Sanderson here real quick, as long as the hero that she is facing uses their white skill within like the first like 6 seconds, I think is what her friend just says, Mary counters them very hard, basically. Okay, so who is next? Next, oh, this is another big one, guys. Mulan. Mulan has really just been coasting in the really good tier for a very, very, very long time. And I was thinking that it is much like Wasabi. I think it's just time to get her out of really good, to be honest. I think that's really my opinion. Mulan used to be like the Zeus of this game. She was required for a very, very long time. But her time is just up, and she gets very easily countered, and she really doesn't do as much damage as she used to. And I find myself not using her all that much anymore either. However, she is still good. We'll see what you guys think, though. I think she's just not what she used to be. Yep, Ian counters her. She gets countered very hard by Dash and Darkwing Duck as well because she applies shields to herself all the time. She gets... her initial rocket firework thing that attacks the back row does not do nearly as much damage in the game right now as it used to, because if you remember back when Mulan first came out, that initial firework thing that she fires off at the beginning of the fight used to just take out anybody in the back row right off the bat, and that was really just so ridiculous back in the day. But Mulan, nowadays, not super amazing. She's still okay, but not super amazing. I see Wally's every once in a while. The thing with Wally is he's kind of interesting. He's got freeze for one. He has, I think he removes energy from enemies as well. I haven't used Wally, so I'm just going off the top of my head here. But his kit is very interesting. Pretty unique, actually. Not a whole lot of people that do what he does. It's just kind of disappointing, basically. So far, Mulan is going into balance. So if you think Mulan stays in really good, get yourself into this chat. What are we thinking? I think Mulan's time is up, personally. Alright, I'm gonna give it another minute or so for the Mulan vote, if anybody else wants to get in here. I need to get myself another drink, I think. I think after I get the next poll going, I'm gonna be right back. and get myself a drink and maybe some snackage so I can finish out this tier list stream comfortably. He does turn enemies to squirrels. That is what Merlin does. It is very fun. Merlin has made somewhat of a comeback also with his red skill, Fatigue. Alright, I think Mulan is moving down. I think that's the consensus we're coming to. Time is up on Mulan. And she is gonna go right there. I will clean up the tier lists after the stream. But anyways, I will be right back. I'm going to get the next poll going, which is going to be for Minnie Mouse, as I mentioned a little while ago. I think, similar to Mulan, Minnie Mouse used to be extremely good, but I don't see very many minis used anymore. And I feel like she's kind of just been coasting in the really good tier for a very, very, very long time, with not very much, with nobody really saying anything about it. Minnie Mouse just never really gets brought up, ever. It seems like. I still see her used every once in a while, but... she definitely has probably the best charm in the game, though, Minnie Mouse. But anyways, the Minnie Mouse poll is going up now. I will be right back. I'm going to get myself a drink and a few other things so that I can be more comfortable while I finish out the stream. Ah, I just spilled Coke all over the place. In my kitchen. Sorry that took so long. I had to clean up some Coke that I just spilled all over my kitchen. So that's fun. I love it. Alright, hopefully you guys didn't leave. Did you guys leave? Alright, we still got 16. We're doing okay. Olaf has always been kind of annoying. Alright, so what are you guys doing so far? 17 votes. We got balanced. I'm okay with that. I think that's fair. Minnie Mouse, she's just been chilling up here in really good land for, I feel like, way too long. Alright, now the real challenge is I have to make room for Minnie Mouse. What are we gonna do? I'm gonna make all these bitches 11. And we're gonna put her right there. Well, there we go. Minnie Mouse down to balanced. I think... I agree. I've been talking about this for the last couple of months. I think, honestly, that all tanks should just be out of Best of the Best. I don't think any of them really compete with anything else that's up here in Best of the Best. I tried doing that like 3 months ago, and you guys weren't about it. I think Shank is kind of the only one that's worthy of being in Best of the Best, but even her, I feel like it's kind of disappointing. I would be 100% okay with putting all tanks out of Best of the Best, to be honest. In fact, I'm gonna make that the next vote. It's gonna be very bold if you guys vote this in, but... And I will defend it. If you guys do this, I will defend it. It'll definitely be very controversial. I just don't think that the tanks compete at all with anything else in the game right now. Like, hear me out. Maximus could probably go down to balance right now. Carl is probably the best tank, honestly. And probably the most usable. Sadness, Slinky Dog, Sheriff of Nottingham, haven't used him, but I've heard that he is quite good, personally. Alright, the game is up, guys. I will not be hopping on anytime, but I appreciate you letting me know. Oh no! I overdid the microwaving, but it's like hard as a rock now. That's why Calhoun isn't balanced, bro. I had her down in meh like 5 months ago. And then I powered up Calhoun. She got literally, I think, the highest normal crit in the game. I mean, yes, but when these three damage, support, and control heroes that are in here are all very clearly the best heroes in the game, and then the tanks, they're kind of not. Because best of the best is truly the best of the best in the game. And I don't think Swedish Chef or Clawhauser or even Shank are the best of the best in the whole game. But that's just me. I don't know. Seems like you guys are still not siding with me, which is fine. It's probably all you more experienced people that know what they're talking about, because I don't know what I'm talking about. But that's just my opinion. I don't think that tanks even really compete on the same level as any of the other top heroes in the game. But whatever. I don't really care that much. How do we only have 5 votes? I just realized. Alright, whatever. This isn't an actual hero vote, so I was just doing that for fun. But anyways, let's move on to the next actual hero vote, which I believe was... Let me get there. Come on, hurry up. Please, tell me what the list is. Next one is Miss Piggy. Here we go. Alright, Miss Piggy is next. Person on the survey said that Miss Piggy should just go down to F, I think is what the vote was. Yeah, Miss Piggy had her time, like, years and years ago at this point. Alright, Miss Piggy vote is going up right now. But yeah, Miss Piggy had her time years ago. She was cool back in the day. Now she's not really. She doesn't really do a whole lot anymore. But is it enough to put her all the way down? I think she has some very niche use. To be fair. She still not dodges knockbacks, I think. She can't be knocked back. Is that her thing? I used Miss Piggy back in the day, but I don't remember what she does anymore. So far, Meh is winning. Fingers are sticky. Let me open the game real quick. I know she has knockback immunity, which was pretty good back in the day. I feel that. I think Shank is definitely the best tank. 100%. Makes sense, Faith. Alright, what does Miss Piggy do again? Miss Piggy has knockback. She has stun and charm. She dodges disables. The first 3 disables in every wave. And increases her attack speed from that. Don't really care about that. She gains HP from her red skill each time she damages an enemy. I'm talking about Miss Piggy right now. Sorry, I'm not showing the game, but... And then on her Queen of Hearts, she is immune to knockbacks. So that's what Miss Piggy does. It used to be good back in the day, but I think it's pretty disappointing at this point. But you guys are voting to leave Miss Piggy where she is, which is fine by me. I don't think she's quite as bad as some of the other ones down there on the bottom. But if we like... Oh, I never actually listened to it. Fuck. I'm sorry, dude. I meant to, but I just, like, forgot. I've been listening to a lot of Death Heaven lately, honestly. Jessie gets countered very hard by Mary now. Because the big thing that was really good about Jessie is she had really high normal crit, and she stole any buff, or 4 buffs from the enemy right off the bat, and does a lot of damage with her white skill right off the bat. Fun fact, Donald Duck was a damage hero at first, and then for some reason they switched him over to control. I don't know why. But yeah, I agree. I think Donald is definitely a little bit more of a damage hero than he is a control hero, for sure. I'm sorry, Faith. I let you down. I will give it a listen, though, for sure. Alright, where are these votes at? We got 20 people in here. If you guys are in here and you're not in the chat, get yourself into the chat. We do votes on everything, my guys. Come on. Meh is like heroes that have some potential somewhere, or could be used somewhere. But all in all, meh is pretty bad. And then F is like basically useless, or like not very few uses. Which I have seen people argue that Yax has uses for sure. Same with Woody. But basically, meh has some potential at least, while F, very little. Basically. That's the difference. Alright, Miss Piggy's gonna stay where she is. That's fine. Alright, next we have I'm just going through my today's vote list here, and the next one we have is Sally. I think somebody on the survey actually said that Sally should move up, which I find kind of interesting. I don't really remember what Sally does, to be honest. She is good with the Jack and Sally team in Invasion, so there is that at least. Not that really affects her placement, because the placement in the tiers kind of is mainly PvP modes that we're talking. But next we got Sally. Let me take a look at what Sally does real quick. I'll show you guys this time so you guys can actually see for yourself. Let me go into streaming mode. And hopefully it appears. Maybe. There we go. Oh, it's nice and sized up too. I love it. I don't even have to change the size. Alright, so Sally. Let's take a look at her really quick. If I can find her. I don't have Sally powered up like at all, I don't think. Oh, maybe I do have her powered up a little bit. Where is she? Oh, there you are. Alright, so Sally, she applies poison. That does damage for 10 seconds. Throws a flask, applying 2 stacks of poison. When Sally reaches 0 HP, she revives. So revives always huge for Arena and Coliseum. Just makes things annoying. Gains max HP, whatever. This cloud deals... She does... Once every 8 seconds, if Sally would take more than 10%, she reduces the incoming damage by 80% and releases a toxic cloud that deals damage per second, blah, blah, blah. Poison stacks do not expire and can be stacked without limit, which is probably the apprentice that you want on her. Tank heroes gain a lot of reality. I think it's probably going to go to 75% or something like that at max. So there you go. That's what Sally does. What do you guys think? The revive is probably the main use for her, honestly. Revives are just absolutely huge in Arena Coliseum, even if she is a weak hero in general. So there you go. I think the poison actually does a decent amount of damage, though, to be honest. Alright, let's go back to the tier list scene. And then let's get back into the chat and see what you guys are saying. Alright, you guys are pretty unanimous at decent so far for Sally. I think decent is fine for her, honestly. I think she's fine where she is. Like I said, her main use is probably that she has a revive. And I don't think that's enough to really justify making her ridiculously high up. Kind of the same thing with Gaston. Gaston's revive is kind of his only use. I feel like not many people are voting on this stream. Compared to how many people are actually watching. Just saying, guys. Alright, I think it's pretty unanimous that Sally's just gonna stay where she is, so I'm just gonna end it. Alright, next we have Buzz Lightyear. That is true. I think Goofy just gets outclassed by a lot of things nowadays. Alright. Buzz Lightyear, I honestly don't remember what the person on survey said. I think they were saying to move him down? I don't remember. He's been, Buzz has definitely been a bit of a hot button, topic whenever we move him around. Well, Buzz was already mentioned before the stream, so that's why he's on the list. I'm so upset that I spilled like a ton of Coke all over my kitchen. Yeah, I think a lot of people, I think Buzz kind of falls into the people assuming that he's bad because he's an old hero, but those that have actually used him find that he is kind of decent. He definitely dies pretty quickly. Like anytime I face a Buzz, I never really have any problem taking him out. His white skill does a surprising amount of damage, and he kind of has Pierce without having Pierce. That's true. We could get a Buzz refresh. That would be really cool, actually. If we could get, like, a Buzz refresh that makes him, like, one of the best in the game, that would actually be really sick. I think it's kind of a disservice to make some of the most, like, iconic characters, like, in Disney, period, like, so bad. Like, Buzz and Woody. Even Mike Wazowski and Jack Skellington. I feel like it's almost like a disservice to make them bad because they're just so iconic. So, like, automatically, anybody who just starts out is going to want to use those heroes, just because they're so iconic. But then, you know, then they realize that they're really, really bad, so it's just kind of like, kind of puts a bad taste in your mouth, you know? Zeus's best counter is Mary Sanderson up here. Also Ian a little bit, somewhat. That's pretty much the main two. It's really tough to counter Zeus though, but Mary is by far the best one. Alright, so far we are split when it comes to Buzz between decent and meh. Let me see. I'm just saying in general. I'm not saying all of them are bad. Let me eat this cinnamon twist. And then, we'll move on here. Alright, I guess no one cares about Buzz, huh? We got 19 people here. 12 people voted. That's 7 people that haven't voted on Buzz yet. What are we doing? Alright, I'm gonna leave him where he is, I think. I'll give it another, like, 30 seconds to get your Buzz votes in. I don't know. Mickey was really good in his heyday. He just didn't age very well. At least they made Kermit really good. You gotta give them that. Kermit is arguably the most iconic character in the entire game, so at least they made him good. Alright, I'm gonna leave Buzz where he is. I'm getting tired of waiting on the Buzz votes. Alright, so next we have Kidda. Somebody was saying that Kidda should move back up. Alright, we can add Donnie later. I think we just voted on Donald Duck like a month or two ago, though. I think he was a pretty recent vote that we made. If I don't remember correctly. Let me make sure that this goes back to normal. Just a teeny bit more up. Alright, whatever. where I kind of fucked up the tier list. Sorry, I didn't start the poll. My bad, my bad. Losing momentum here. Alright, so... Hey, no worries, Wavy. Welcome. I'm glad to have you. Alright, so Kidda, I think about 3 or 4 months ago, we voted Kidda down to meh from, I think, balanced. I think she jumped down 2 tiers. I don't think Kidda's that bad. Definitely not the best by any means. I don't think she ever really was that great. But I like Kidda. I think she's cool. She looks really cool. She's one of my favorite looking heroes in the game. Just like her design, not like actually like her skills look good. I'm saying that like she literally looks good. I think she's one of the coolest looking characters in the game for sure. But now I think Sisu replaces her. I think Sisu's like probably the coolest in the game. What do you guys think is the coolest in the game? Nothing to do with their skills, just literally like how they look. Zeus is kind of cool too. Alright, so, Kidda. Oh, we only got 6 votes. We got 20 people in here. Only 6 votes so far. I know probably you guys don't give a shit about Kidda, but doesn't mean you can't vote. She goes the best. Oh, if you weren't watching earlier in the stream, I decided to separate Shigo and Zeus out from the rest of Best of the Best because Zeus and Shigo, they are just by far the best in the game. It's like not even close. Zeus and Shigo just completely dominate everything in the whole game. They are just ridiculous. They're like beyond the best of the best. They're like in god level of this game. Alright, we got a lot of Donnie fans up in here today. What are we doing? Alright, so it looks like Kidda moving up. It's decent. It's looking like a thing. That's cool with me. I think it's fair. We did move Ariel up. Indeed. That's probably the big, the highlight of the day. Ariel moving up to Best of the Best. Okay. I mean, we can do a Donald Duck vote. We got a lot of people talking about Donald Duck. Let's do Donald Duck right now. Oh, speaking of Bagheera, here, I'm gonna get Donald Duck. Since you guys are talking about him so much, we're gonna do a Donald Duck vote. Just adding him to the list arbitrarily here. Alright, Donnie Duck. Where's he at right now? Donnie Duck is indecent right now. Or is he imbalanced? Oh, he's imbalanced already. Hey, you guys want to move him up more? I'm surprised. Okay. I haven't heard too many people talking about Donnie Duck at all. I mean, the fact that Hades is imbalanced doesn't take away from the fact that he's one of the most important heroes in the whole game. He's just not particularly amazing either, but he is extremely, extremely useful for Arena Coliseum especially. Oh, don't worry, Sally. Simon, the heroes are in no particular order in their tier. I'm not saying that Colette is better than Donald Duck. I'm not saying that King Triton is the worst balanced hero in the game. Alright, so while you guys vote, I'm going to take a look at the community tab to see how you guys are voting for Bagheera and Ka. So far, Bagheera pretty clearly in really good, and Ka pretty clearly imbalanced. If you guys didn't know, over on my community tab, right now, I have both a poll for Ka and Bagheera going. And that will be the official vote. Towards the end of the stream, I will add Bagheera and Ka into the tier list. That's going to be like one of the last things we add in. But the vote that is on my community tab right now for Bagheera and Ka are the official vote that will be on the tier list. I just wanted to do that so that more people kind of can vote, potentially. Ron's animations are pretty cool looking, too. I like it. Alright, so Donnie. Looks like you are going to stay right where you are, which is fine. I think that's fair. I was actually a little bit surprised that he was even in balance to begin with. I kind of forgot he was there. I was expecting to find him indecent, so... Well, get yourself over into my community tab and vote. I mean, yeah, Hades' main use is just that he lives forever. Hades isn't particularly amazing beyond the fact that he just lives forever. And is really annoying. Alright, so, Donnie, you staying right where you are? Kind of what I was thinking in my head. So, I apologize to you Donnie lovers over here. I feel like I have to say it with the Donnie accent, you know? That's been a thing on my channel for a very long time. I don't really bring it out very much, but... I think Bagheera's got some surprise potential, to be honest. I tested him out like 2 or 3 times on spars, and he seemed really good, surprisingly, despite the fact that invisibility is quite heavily countered nowadays. Alright, so who is next? I gotta wait. Rapunzel is next. We're getting down to the wire here, guys. So if you guys have any other votes that you want to put up, definitely let me know. So Rapunzel is imbalanced right now. Right? Right? Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't find her on the tier list for a second. Somebody was saying that Rapunzel should move down because she doesn't really do a whole lot anymore. I agree and disagree. I just love Rapunzel in general, so I'm kind of biased. Rapunzel poll is starting right now. Because his name is Donnie. His name is Donnie Duck. That's it. Yeah, we're at 28 right now. What the hell? Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate it. I really do. Got the Rapunzel vote that just went up right now. So far, very unanimous that Rapunzel is just going to stay in balance, which is fine with me. I find myself using her less and less lately, although I've had Rapunzel powered up since literally day one that she came out. She was one of those heroes that I was very excited about when she came out. But I've had her for like 2 years now, and she's been one of my like top 10 for a very, very, very long time. I used her for a very, very, very long time, but I find that I don't use her very much in the last like 3 or 4 months. So that's just me. She probably doesn't have the heals and the reality boosting. And shields are going down right now as far as the whole meta and grand scheme of things goes, and that was a lot of Rapunzel's use as well, is dealing more damage to shields. So, especially now with like Slinky being like sort of kind of out of the meta a little bit, it kind of makes Rapunzel's usefulness a little bit less. But so far we are at 69. Nice. Love it. For leaving Rapunzel where she is. So that's fine. I feel like we're really not moving much around on this tier list. Like, at all. I've heard of some people using Hercules. I don't really know what context they use Hercules, but I've heard of people using Hercules. Alright, let's get Rapunzel pull out. I'm not even going to bother with keeping the votes going too long if it's very unanimous. Alright, so now we got Davey Jones. Big boy Davey over here. I love Davey. I use Davey Jones for Codebase every single day. He's also quite good for Red Invasion? Whatever color he is. Where's Davey at right now? He's imbalanced right now, right? Yeah, he is. Alright, Davey Jones. His vote is going up right now. How dare you get the wrong disc on a Hercules? Alright, so far, pretty unanimous. Davey Jones is going to stay where he is and balanced. I think that's fine. Davey isn't particularly amazing, but he's also not bad. I would say Codebase and Yellow Invasion is probably Davey Jones' like main use for the most part. Davey Jones can be kind of annoying to deal with, as the chest thing makes him stay alive forever. I don't know. I never used Linguini before, to be honest. Alright. Davey, staying where he is, looks like. Lost my my chat for a second there. Alright, well, that was disappointing. Domino's leftovers. Whoever did it on the microwave. And then they became, like, hard as a rock. Alright. No one really cares about Davey, apparently, but I think it's pretty unanimous that he's just gonna stay where he is, so that's fine. I feel like we're kind of breezing through this now. Alright. Powerline. Or should we do Goofy first? Let's do Powerline. Powerline's fun. Powerline's probably one of the funnest heroes in the game, I'd say. But I think the person was saying that Powerline should move down. Powerline, probably my favorite person to use for Heist. But outside of that, I don't use Powerline very much. His freezes are pretty fun. He's got a lot of blinds. Does a decent amount of damage, nothing too crazy. Powerline is super fun, dude. I love the idea of Powerline. I do wish he was better, though. Alright, how many more? So after this, we have Goofy, and then... Who else? John Silver. What are you saying with John Silver to move him up? Potentially. I don't see very many John Silvers used ever. We did Hercules vote pretty recently. To put him down to F. Aladdin, we just voted Aladdin down to F last month. So I don't want to redo that vote. Potentially we could do Syndrome. Syndrome's imbalanced right now, right? I think Syndrome has some use, though. So I feel like balance is kind of fair for him. Linguini and Remy, they could potentially be better than we give them credit for. On this tier list, like Linguini could definitely be better than we give him credit for on this tier list, but I really don't know personally. I don't know very much about Linguini at all. Never paid much attention to them. So I think I want to do a Linguini vote after Goofy. Powerline is tied between balanced and decent. Alright, we are still tied with Powerline. My vote, I say... I don't know, I'm torn. I think he's on the line between balanced and decent. I think I got a little overzealous with that, but that's okay. That is true. Linguini's main use is definitely hardy. I do know that much. That's about the extent of what I know about. See, now... Yeah, I think I can kind of see Powerline going down. He's not super crazy amazing. And if you look at him compared to the rest of them that are around him here, I feel like he's not quite on their level. Alright, next we're gonna do Goofy, and then we'll do a few more that if you guys have any others that you want to bring up in the chat, I will do some that I think are a little bit worthwhile to do votes on, or what you guys think are worthwhile to do votes on. I am going to start wrapping up here pretty soon, though. So, Goofy. I keep doing that. I keep on typing the name of the hero in chat and not in the poll thing. Alright, so Goofy. It's going to be our last official vote of the day, and then we'll move on to a few chat responses. Somebody was voting that said that Goofy should move down, I think, is what whoever said on the survey or Discord or whatever. I don't remember anymore who said what, but I think somebody said that Goofy should move down. Bam, 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 bam. Alright, so the Goofy poll is now up for you guys to vote in the chat. So far, Balanced is out in front here, but it's pretty neck and neck so far still. I feel like Woody's got some potential for a good rework. That'd be fun. Goofy Goof. Goofy Goober. Goofy Gooferston. Alright, now we are tied between Balanced and Decent with 6 votes out of 21 people here. And Goofy is going to be the last of the official votes of the day. I feel like I haven't been going for 2 hours. That's crazy to me. How have we been going for 2 hours? We must have just been like breezing through this. Alright, now Goofy is just gonna stay in Balanced. Looks like, so far. I'm surprised that Goofy really good votes are getting in there. Sneaking in. I don't really think that Goofy's on the same level as anybody in the really good tier for tanks. Oh, now we're tied again. What are we doing with Goofy, guys? Just gonna do this really quick. Alright. Thanks, guys. I appreciate the love. Alright, so Goofy. Let me double check what some folks on Discord were saying. Goofy down. Okay. Alright, Goofy Gooverson. I think you're going to stay right where you are. I think balanced is fine for him. He's not particularly amazing, but he's not, like, bad either. I haven't used Goofy in forever, but I do see him every once in a while, and I think he has some uses. Definitely a little bit frail, I think, for a tank, but he's got some uses. Alright, so I think Linguini and Remy is a pretty good one to vote on. You can, but I feel like they just ignore it, honestly. I don't think that Purple listens to very much of anything that the community says, honestly. Alright, Linguini and Remy. Possibly the last vote of the day. Maybe we'll do John Silver next. I don't know if he's really worthwhile to do one on, because I feel like we did John Silver sorta kinda recently, and we moved him down to decent. John Silver doesn't stand out in my mind as being particularly good. But anyways, Linguini and Remy vote is going up right now. Like I said, I really don't know very much about Linguini and Remy. I know he's got a lot. I know they've got a lot of party, which is always helpful. But beyond that, I honestly don't know very much about them. Let's actually check it out for ourselves here. Let's figure out what Linguini does. Alright, Mr. Linguini and Remy. What are you guys going to do with him? Alright, so he heals with his white skill. He heals with his green skill. Deals damage over time for 12 seconds. That's pretty long damage over time. Party, like I said. At the beginning of each wave, Linguini and Remy heal. So they just have a lot of healing and a lot of party. That's kind of the main thing with Linguini and Remy. Yeah. Basically, all they do is hardy and heals. And a little bit of damage. Oh yeah, so that'll be next. We gotta add Bagheera and Ka, their prediction votes. Those are over on the community tab of my YouTube channel, if you want to vote on Bagheera and Ka. Those are still going on right now. Where should Shan Yu go? Up or down? Ooh, someone voting Linguini down to joining Alice. Very interesting. So how is the Bagheera and Ka vote going right now? Let's refresh the page here. So far we got 25 votes for Ka. And you guys are pretty unanimously voting Ka right over to balanced. And you guys are still pretty unanimously voting Bagheera up to really good. We're going to give that these two polls a couple more minutes. But so far, 25 votes and 20 votes for Bagheera. I guess you guys are probably just missing the Bagheera one because the Ka one is above it. But there is actually two polls going on the community tab right now. And these are actually going to be the votes that goes into my tier list. So you guys are pretty all over the place when it comes to Bagheera, though. But overall, really good is winning out for Bagheera, and balanced is still winning out for Ka. So you guys got a couple more minutes before the Bagheera poll and the Ka vote end. That is over on the community tab. I kind of honestly think that we might be underrating Bagheera just on, you know, the look of him. A lot of folks didn't think that he sounded very good based on his invisibility, but I think he might stand out a little bit, honestly. He might surprise us. Alright, so you guys are, looks like you guys are voting to leave Linguini pretty much where they are, which that's been the theme of the day. We really haven't moved very much at all. All we did today was move Ariel up. We moved... What else have we done today? Did we do anything else today? We moved Minnie down. We moved Mulan down. Yeah, I don't know. I can see a Shan Yu vote being... Alright, let's end this Linguini poll. I can see a Shan Yu vote right now. I don't know about Oogie Boogie. Oogie Boogie's got some uses, but I don't think he's particularly good or bad. I mean, he's definitely more bad than good, but I don't think he's particularly, like, F level bad. But I also don't think he's really, like, decent or balanced. Alright, so one of the last ones we'll do here, I think, is going to be Shan Yu. I think Shan Yu is worthwhile. I don't see very many Shan Yus ever, really, anymore. So I can see Shan Yu going down. Thank you, Ellie, or Eli. I think it's Ellie. Alright, Shan Yu vote is up right now. I'm split. I feel like he might be bottom of balanced and top of decent, maybe. Part of me wants to say that Barbosa is better than we are giving him credit for. But also Study is kind of just not super useful right now, so I could see it. I see why we put him in decent, I think. But Barbosa was very good for a long time. And still is with Study teams, it's just that Study is not very strong. I believe we just did Mr. Incredible last month. Let me double check. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure we just did Mr. Incredible like a month ago. Get. Sorry, I'm doing random stuff right now. Let me pull up last month's tier list. so far down. There we go. Oh no, we didn't vote on Mr. Incredible last month. Maybe it was 2 months ago. I feel like we just voted on Mr. Incredible pretty recently, though. So the Bagheera and Ka votes are now on my community tab. I'm gonna wrap those up right about now. I'll give it another minute or two if you guys want to go over to my community tab really quick and vote on where Ka and Bagheera go. I was trying something different where I just had those 2 polls going for the entire stream so that anybody can vote. Simon, you're out here trying to get a lot of votes in. You're trying to get a lot of things. Shan Yu, staying where he is. That's fine. But no, the red name means that they are significantly better with their red skill unlocked. So they kind of require their red skill to be good. That's what the red names mean. Alright, so tentatively for right now, I'm going to put the Bagheera and Ka votes that are from the community tab up, but I'm going to give it another couple minutes to see if anybody else wants to vote. And then, what is the friend disc for Bagheera? I'm just gonna look for myself here. You got it, homie. Each time Bagheera or his allies lose invisibility, they heal. And Bagheera and his allies gain 80 energy each time they become invisible. I feel like both are pretty usable for Bagheera, but I think the BA disc, the blue disc, kind of just barely ekes it out, I would say. But I feel like you could use either one, depending on what kind of like team you're going for. That's fine, Simon. I appreciate you hiring to help out. Alright, let me get back into the thing. I'm gonna put both for Bagheera, I think. He's probably good for defense. I'm gonna give him a D because I feel like he's probably good for defense. What the fuck? There we go. I don't know if he's gonna get anything else other than that. I don't think he does a ton of damage, so he's probably not gonna get an H. Oh wait, sorry. Bagheera is a support hero, not a damage hero. Sorry. And Ka is a control hero, right? Ka, and then for Ka, if you guys want to help vote on Bagheera and Ka, the poll is still going on my community tab on YouTube. I just need to double check that Ka is control. Yep. Sorry, I'm just trying to update the tier list as I talk here. And then I think the CH disc sounds better for Ka. Yeah. Although both do sound pretty decent. But I think I'm going to go with the CH disc for Ka. Unless you guys have any other suggestion otherwise. Ka, I think he has probably H potential. Bagheera probably has C potential, actually. But I think that might be it. Yeah, I think that's probably correct. Alright, and then let me just put this back how it's supposed to be here. Bitch. Stupid fucking Microsoft PowerPoint bullshit. Trying to do things here. Fucking me up. Alright, whatever. I'll fix that later. That might backfire on you, Simon. I have a feeling that Jumba might get a vote to go down, not up. But I agree that Jumba is pretty underrated. His precision might become more useful if Bagheera is quite top tier. So you guys are slightly more split now on Bagheera between really good and best of the best. But really good is just eking it out. So I feel better about starting Bagheera out in really good. And if he winds up being absolutely ridiculously amazing, then next month we can move him up to best of the best. But I think that really good is probably a pretty safe bet for right now for Bagheera. I'm a little bit surprised that you guys are voting Ka into balanced so unanimously, but I can see it. Ka doesn't sound particularly amazing by any means. Obviously, no one has Ka yet, so it's tough to say. But yeah, Ka doesn't sound particularly amazing. So I'm okay with that. But yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with everything. I think I might save Jumba for next month, actually. I think Jumba might make a change, like, may potentially become more useful if Bagheera becomes useful. Because the precision is going to be very helpful against Bagheera, potentially. So, I might save a Jumba vote for next month. If I remember to do it. But yeah, so, unless you guys have anything else to say, I think I'm going to wrap up. Mad Hatter's red skill is very good and kind of requires you to have it at max red skill for your server. So that is a good one. Dash needs his red skill to be good. Without his red skill, Dash honestly goes down to F. He's really, really that bad without his red skill. Same with Nick. Nick is completely useless without his red skill, basically. You definitely need his red skill in order to be good. Hades as well. Hades is really, really bad without his red skill. Pete, red skill is what makes him good counter for reflect, so that's why I have that there. And yeah. Just in general, I suggest unlocking any red skill. Red skills are extremely useful to have no matter what. I wouldn't really worry too much about leveling them up. Because, like, a lot of people, especially top players, will say that, oh, you must have Mad Hatter's red skill at max or something like that. I mean, realistically, it's really, really hard to get max red skills, so I wouldn't stress it too hard. But yes, having red skills unlocked is extremely important in general. Kind of the same with the battle badges. Having battle badges unlocked is very, very important. You don't really need to enhance all of them. I find a lot of the enhancements for battle badges very disappointing, especially for the cost, because battle badges in general are extremely expensive. Definitely very overpriced, I'd say, for what you get out of them. But yeah, so I think I'm going to start wrapping up here. If you remind me for next month, Simon, I will do a Jumba vote next month once we see how Bagheera is and how Jumba stacks up to Bagheera. Maybe we can test that over the course of this month. I feel like Jumba could potentially have potential as a Bagheera counter, but we'll have to see. But anyways, I'm going to wrap up and get out of here. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. If you hung out for even just a couple minutes, I really do appreciate you. I love doing these tier list streams every month. They're a lot of fun. It's always interesting to see how things evolve in this game every single month as we keep going over the year, especially because now I've been doing this tier list thing for over a year now. Yeah, I've been doing this tier list stream for over a year now, which is kind of insane. And going back, if we looked at the very first one that we made, I feel like it'd be very interesting to look at. Honestly, I don't know if you guys would want to do this for a video. I want to go back and look at Emmett's very first tier list. Like, way back when. This would be at least 2.5, 3 years ago at this point. Probably the very first Emmett's tier list. I don't know how long ago he made his first one, but I kind of want to go back to the very first one just to look at what the meta was like 2 years ago, because I feel like that'd be very interesting to look at. But anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys again for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys for helping me vote on where the heroes go. I will have the full tier list up on all social medias all over the place within the next hour or two. You'll find you won't miss it anywhere you find Disney Hero stuff. It'll be on the forums, on Reddit, on Facebook, on Twitter, on right here on YouTube. It'll be everywhere, so you won't miss it. I always make these as readily available as I possibly can so that nobody misses the tier list. I want everybody to have these tier lists and be able to use it as a resource. I'm not trying to hide it or anything like that. I just want everybody to have a fair shot at this game and seeing where things belong and whatnot. So that's my philosophy on the tier list